Hello everyone, welcome back to the SBRE. In today's video, we're taking a look at the 2020 romantic comedy Looks That Kill, starring Brandon Flynn and Julia Tejas. It's the story of a boy who has a face so attractive that anyone who sees his face dies immediately. He's spent his life hating his face, but with the help of a sick girl, he may just find a new purpose in life. Watch the video till the end so you don't miss out on anything. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy. The movie starts with Max, whose entire face is covered in bandages and sunglasses. He's sitting in a psychiatrist's office telling him about his problems. He tells him that his face is so lethally beautiful that anyone who sees it dies. The doctor finds it hard to believe and asks him why his parents weren't affected by this. He tells Max that it's not his face that's the problem, but his mind. Max explained how as soon as he was born, the doctor and nurse delivering him died after seeing his face. His parents understood that something was wrong and kept his face wrapped up. They even moved to a town with less population so there would be fewer accidental deaths. It was a chance to start fresh, but Max had never felt normal because of his face. The doctor concludes that Max has depression and tried to convince him to open his bandages. His parents, Paul and June, were waiting in the hallway when they heard a thud from the doctor's office. When they rushed in, they saw Max tying back his bandages and the doctor dead on the floor. Outside, the police warn the parents that if an incident like this continues to happen, they would have no choice but to arrest him. Back at his house, we see Dan, Max's only friend, having dinner with his family. Dan is busy on a dating app, and seeing that Max was even more depressed after the doctor's death, his parents suggest that he goes out more often or even register in a dating app like Dan. Max dismisses the idea, saying who would swipe right on him when he looks like one part burn victim and another part serial killer. Dan, being a supportive friend, tries to convince him to date, and how easy it would be to get a girl now since everyone is desperate to score a date for Valentine's. Max doesn't take him seriously and tries to change the subject. When he sees Dan wasn't listening to him, he accidentally knocks over his phone, making Dan punch him in the face. They were back at the hospital for his nose when June suddenly talks about taking in a foreign exchange student so Max could have a friend. Max is against the idea, but June keeps insisting that he select someone. That's when she notices everyone at the hospital staring at her and asks Max to cover his face with a magazine. He goes to find one, but the rack is empty. A girl who is sitting next to him lends him her own magazine, and they start to talk about a game she was playing. But before they could talk more about themselves, Max gets called in. Back in their house, June curses Paul for not fixing the heater and calls for help, but when they find out that Max is her son, they abruptly end the call. But before he gets depressed again, Dan shows up looking guilty and tells Max that he's set a date for him. Max panics and tries to get out, but Dan assures him that everything would go well. At dinner, Max, Erica, and Dan are all chatting together. Then suddenly Dan stands up to leave, telling them to enjoy their date. Erica is very confused. It seemed like she didn't know Max was her date. For a while, the atmosphere is very awkward between them, but then Max pulls out a handkerchief with Erica's name and gives it to her. He tries to strike up a conversation with her, stumbling over his words. Seeing how nervous he was, Erica warmed up to him. That's when the couple at the next table start fighting. The girl storms out and the boy approaches their table. It was Erica's ex-boyfriend. He joins them and immediately starts bullying Max, having recognized him in the newspaper. He physically attacks Max and tries to tear his bandages off when the staff comes and intervenes. Max asks Erica if he could take her on a proper date later, but after the incident, she refuses his offer. The scene shifts, and we see Max standing on a bridge ready to jump when suddenly the girl from the hospital comes behind him. She tells him if he wanted to die, he'd better find a higher place because the bridge is too low to kill him. Max is stunned to see her leaving without trying to stop him, so when she invites him to hang out with her, he agrees. Alex takes Max to an old folks home where she likes to volunteer. There, he meets two lovely old ladies, Esther and Rosemary, who help him feel better. Alex walks Max back to his house, afraid he would go back to the bridge. Max asks Alex if he could take her out sometime, but she refuses. After a great day they had spent together, Max wants to see Alex again, so Dan suggests that he goes to the same spot he'd last seen her. The next day, Max waits for Alex at her bus stop and tries to convince her to spend more time with him. The next scene shows Max and Alex relaxing in a bathtub full of jelly beans and talking about their life. Max tells Alex about his face, and Alex reveals that she has a very rare heart disease that makes her heart grow every time she feels emotion. She assures him that she's on medications and that as long as the red light on her jacket doesn't beep, she's not in any danger. They go to watch a movie and sneak vodka into the theater. Max gets drunk and Alex goes to drop him off at home. They were having a moment when Max's parents return with a Chinese exchange student named Yu Shen. When they see Max had brought a girl home, they're very shocked. But once they get over the initial shock, they greet Alex very warmly. In the old folks' home, Alex and Max see Rosemary waiting for her son who never comes to visit her. Their conversation shifts to life and death, and Rosemary says that she would not be strong enough to continue living if she knew that death was coming to her. This makes Alex very sad. On the other hand, the family is having a bad time adjusting with Yu Shen, who turns out to be a real brat. Max and his mother get into a fight when she insists that he should take Yu Shen to a camping trip he had planned with Dan and Alex. June is also frustrated with Paul, who never backs her up or helps her with anything, always too busy with his game figurines. The next day, Dan, Alex, Max, and Dan's girlfriend all go on a camping trip when Alex gets hurt. Max wraps her wound with his bandages, and as she turns around, she sees the red light on her jacket beeping. The same night, Alex asks Max if he has ever kissed someone. He tells her how a girl he was trying to kiss died because she had opened her eyes and saw him. They share a moment where Max wraps his bandages around her eyes and kisses her. Back at his home, Max gets a call from Alex who tells him that she can't hang out with him because her mother asked her for help in cleaning the house, but she hangs up. We see that she's in a hospital. Her condition had gotten worse because she started having feelings for Max. June asks Dan and Max to help her bring out the Christmas tree, but when they leave the tree outside for a while, Yu Shen accidentally sets fire to the tree. Dan tries to drag the tree away from the house and burns his hand. In the hospital, Dan and Max see Alex, who was with her mother. They greet her, but she ignores them and leaves. Max is confused by her behavior and asks his dad for advice. He simply tells him to communicate with her. So when they're sitting together at their usual bus stop, Max asks Alex about the incident. Alex apologizes, saying she pretended not to know him because her mother gets very anxious that she would catch feelings for a boy and die. They make up and head to the old folks' home where they find out that Rosemary is sick. Alex experiences a nosebleed and leaves the room. As they're talking outside, Alex asks Max to show Rosemary his face to relieve her of her pain. Max refuses at first, but when he asks Rosemary if she wanted to go and she smiles back at him, he decided to help her. Alex slipped out of the room when her nose started bleeding again. The next few days, Alex doesn't reply to any of Max's calls or messages, so Dan advises him to go visit her and ask her out to the school dance. He finds out that her heart had gotten bigger and that they had to up the dosage of her medication. Alex assures him that she's fine and agrees to go to the dance with him. They were having a very good time enjoying themselves at the school dance when suddenly Erica's ex-boyfriend shows up and causes trouble for Max again. Max was wearing a dog's mask for the dance, and the boy ripped his face mask off, showing his face to Dan's date, who was standing right in front of him. The girl dies and the police arrest Max. He's restrained in jail, and when he's released, he gets the bad news that Alex is sick again. He finds Alex in the hospital where he finds that Alex had been lying to him all along, that her medications were not for her heart problems but for normal heartburn. Alex reveals to him that she had wanted to ask him to show her his face so she can leave the world without suffering too much, but then she caught feelings for him. Max is furious that she would ask something like that of him and leaves. For the next few days, he avoids all of Alex's calls and messages until his friend Dan tells him off for ignoring a sick girl who could die alone while he was just sulking. Max goes to visit Alex again, and her condition has gotten worse. Max lays down next to her and shows her his face. For a moment, nothing happens, but then Alex's heart meter starts going off. Max lays there next to her as she passes on. Following this incident, Max is put to trial for the death at the school dance, but is released of all charges. This case had gone viral all over the country, and people write to him asking for his help. His parents' relationship had gotten better, and he would still visit Esther and lie to her that Alex was too busy to come. In the final scene, we see Max helping sick and suffering people leave the world peacefully. He had finally decided to use his curse for a good cause. That was it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts about this movie? Would you watch it? Have a movie you want us to recap? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.